Today I'm starting a new world. So let's grab some stuff. Now recently I've been seeing a lot of people playing hardcore. But while I may be a professional at this game, I am not a professional at staying alive. You see this number here in the corner? That's the death counter. I'm gonna show that to you guys at the beginning of this episode and at the end.
Back beast.
Right now we're doing good. Then again, I've been in this world for maybe 2 minutes.
I have no clue where I am right now, so let me get my bearings.
You guys know how Minecraft works. You punch a tree, you make a wooden pick, and then you mine some cobble.
This pickaxe has served me well for 6 cobblestone blocks. See ya, sucker! Anyone else kind of hate how they generate coal now? Like, it's so hard to actually find coal if you're going mining. I think it's because it spawns at higher elevation or something like that. Either way, it makes my life difficult. We did spawn right next to this village, but I'm pretty sure it's all gone. You see the cobwebs. Definitely taken to bed. Maybe a couple. Beef! I want hamburgers! Actually, I'm currently at 2 hearts, so hamburgers would be kind of nice. I ain't dying quite yet. Take that, haters. Go to sleep, go to sleep. Hamburgers.
Once I got some iron and made some tools, we needed to head out to where we're gonna get set up.
Where we're headed is in both the negative direction, so I think we're headed this way. It's boat time!
I sailed out into the deep blue, a lone ranger on a mission. I picked this seat on purpose, so I already had a spot to set up in mind. The seat is in the description if you want to check out the world.
What's up with this? The Cliffs of Insanity?
See? The Cliffs of Insanity!
Well, looks like it's time for some mountain climbing. We're very close. I can smell it. It smells like wet pancakes. I don't even know what that smells like. Hello, foxes. Sheep. Ah, yes, this is our cove. You can't even see the whole thing on my screen right now, or else we'd be getting some frame rate issues. But trust me, this place is really cool.
Right in the center here, we've got this really cool island, which we're going to be working on today. We've also got a village really nearby, which is going to be nice. And some super cool mountains around here.
I've got some huge plans for this area. Some massive projects. First thing I want to do, though, there's a village right over here that I want to block up just so the villagers don't die in a raid or something. That way we have some close by.
Right over here, we've got this nice spruce village, which is going to make some trading really easy.
Should be somewhere around right here. Hello, friends. How's it going? Get in there, big fella. Go on. Do you have anything? No, you're fine. Stay. Anybody home? I'm stealing your smoker. Yeah, stay in there. I'm stealing your other smoker. Ooh, yeah, baby. I'm looking good. What, you got something to say?
You're a petulant man-child who craves the attention of preteens.
Get in your stupid house. Yeah, that's what I said. Sleepy time, sleepy time. All right, let's crank up the render distance. All right. So you guys can see we're right up here near the village, and then we've got this big island in the middle there, and we can see those mountains all around. This is a really cool place, and it's nice and kind of flat. Ow. But that main island right there is where I kind of want to set up. Would you look at that? We've even got some bee friends over here. Look at those mountains. Goodness, that's cool.
I went ahead and flattened out a little area and dumped all my stuff in a chest. I immediately took to the mines, digging all the way down to bedrock. And before you guys say anything, I know this probably isn't the best way to find resources, but you know what? It worked.
First diamonds of the world, baby.
I went ahead and did a lot of mining just so that we'd have resources for our big project. I actually mined my way through watching The Dark Knight Rises, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. What can I say? I was in a superhero mood. Unfortunately, then this happened.
This is actually the first time I've ever encountered the skulk. I feel like I'm gonna set something off and then I'm gonna die. I don't know really how this works. Can you mine it? Oh, it gives XP. That's kind of cool.
1 minute later.
Oh, stuff. Oh, stuff. I'm pretty sure that's awarded. I've never seen one before. Yeah, that's definitely awarded. Please don't kill me. Please, I'm innocent, sir. I'm so sorry. Stay away, please. Heart is pounding. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No! Now, I told you guys I have big plans for this island. I'm sure you saw it in the thumbnail and the title, but we're gonna be transforming this entire thing. This is gonna be my version of a starter base. I think I've gone mad.
To start things off, I went ahead and chopped down all the trees on this island. Also, let's take a look at that from the sky again. Does that not look like Australia? I don't know, it doesn't mean anything, I just thought it was cool. Before I could get started on the important things, I needed to get some enchanted tools. I took a trip to the nether to mine some quartz.
But this is a dangerous place.
I also had to get an enchantment table, which took some time.
How did you get a crossbow? We've got plenty of levels, we just need the enchantment table and all the bookcases. Man, this takes so long. Does anybody else miss zero-tick farms? And we'll just plop this down here. Should have, yep, level 30 enchants. Grab some lapis. Efficiency 4, that's not amazing. Let's give it a shot.
Bruh.
Can you hear the disappointment in my voice? There we go, I like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and combine these up, so that's a max pick minus mending. But we still need silk touch. We're going off to the villagers. Make one of these. Good sir, please get in the hole. There you go. Very good. No, no, no. Get in the hole. All right. That's just nasty. Somebody better pick this up. Who wants to become a librarian? Anyone? Please? There we go. What you got? Bane of...
While I was finding the books I wanted, I also set up this Fletcher just so that we could get some emeralds.
There you go, big fella. I need you to have a stick trade, okay? That's all I need. Sticks, you idiot. Haha. We've got a mending boy. Heck yeah. Okay, we're gonna lock that in right there. So this is our mending guy.
I didn't want to use up all the villagers so that we could breed more later, but I decided I could spare 3: efficiency, silk touch, and mending.
Hallelujah. Finally, there it is. And it's only 10 emeralds. I mean, it would have been 5, but I accidentally punched this guy because he's an idiot. There we go. We'll just leave those villagers there with the doggy to guard them. No use in moving them right now. We got better plans for that. Always good when you use your first mending book.
Once I got a silk touch shovel, I went ahead and started gathering grass to start terraforming this island. Most of it you can see is stone, so I just wanted to cover all that up to get started.
I want to get right about 2 double chests full of this stuff because we're going to need a lot. It doesn't all have to be grass, some of it can be dirt. I just want enough grass that it spreads pretty quick. Holy cow, never underestimate the power of Unbreaking 3 because that is all I got, and look at my shovel. Goodness. What's up, big fella? You got that Unbreaking book for me. Much better. That's what we like to see. Here we go. We got 2 entire double chests full of stuff. Looking good. Now we gotta place it.
Grinding this out took a while, and I didn't end up covering the whole thing. So here's the plan. The idea is to have a magical forest island with one big tree in the middle that's corrupted, spreading out the corruption to the rest of the island. That meant we wouldn't need grass on this middle section. So to start creating the forest, next step was to take a trip through the nether to find a mangrove forest.
Okay, right here is where we're gonna set up the portal, and I just screwed that up. Light her up. Now let's head on through before I die. We are in the swamp. Would you look at that? It's also pretty cool because that portal is in a basalt delta, so if we ever want to get a bunch of frog lights, we can just do that there. But I'm going to gather up some stuff. I've literally never interacted with this stuff in survival before, so apparently you need to grab these only when they're fully grown, like that, with silk touch, I guess? Oh, the moss carpets. We like that. Well, I guess you don't need silk touch. You can just grab them as long as they're fully grown. Plop, pop.
The main things I was after here in the swamp was the mud and also some of these propagules, because a large feature of our forest is going to be mangrove trees.
We're gonna need a bunch of this mud. I actually kind of love the sound it makes. It's a frog. I literally haven't seen one of these before. He's so cute. Look at him waddle. Bah! It's a little dark here, but you guys can see my inventory. I'm mostly collecting mud because I don't really need the trees. The trees are something I can farm once we get back using these mangrove propagules.
Propagule.
Let's see how these things work. Bonemeal. Cool. Can you place them in water? I don't think so. I do think, though, that it is about time we make our first fully automatic farm, which means we need this. I'm going to use like a combination of blocks, but mostly the crimson wood and such to create the corruption that's infesting our island. That means we're going to need a lot of the crimson blocks, so we're going to make another stone farm. Before we make any farm, we need resources, so I started dumping all the stuff in this chest. Unfortunately, this is a much more expensive build than I anticipated, and I ran out of iron very quick. Well, I guess I'm off to the mine.
Dude, hoppers are expensive when you don't have an iron farm. We've got pretty much everything here except we need a bunch of slime. And drumroll please. That is all the slime I've got.
I wish I could say this went well, but I'd be lying. You know what? You guys don't need to see this anyway.
And voila, we got exactly 3 stacks. And with these, that is all we need to build this farm.
We're gonna go ahead and set this up right over here on this hill, and this is a design by Shulkercraft. Link in the description.
Okay, whole thing is built. I should be able to just flick this lever and it should turn on. I'm very scared. Here goes nothing. Nothing is happening. Alright, this baby is working. The only issue I can see arising is that we don't have a lot of bone meal, which is a bit of an issue. Here's the issue. We get a bunch of this stuff from the farm, and we could recycle this into bone meal, but I'm going to want some of that for this build. So we're going to build a completely different farm to provide the bone meal. So the way this kind of works is there's 1 chest on each side. They're each providing bone meal to the dispensers. So we're going to build 1 bone meal farm for each of those.
Now, there are tons of bone meal farms, but for this one I went with a moss farm design because they're easy to build and self-sustaining, so once I get it started I'll never have to put more bone meal into the farm. This one specifically was actually designed by a friend of mine, Dusty Dude.
Everything should be working. I ran this bone meal farm overnight. So let's just check how much bone meal we have in here. Yep, it looks like it's full. This thing looks kind of wild, but we connected up the bone meal farm to the wood farm, so now everything should be running smooth. And now, if we just come right here, flick the lever, we should be getting some TNT. How about that? This thing is a work of art. Very proud of how this turned out. Would you look at that? It's coming in so fast. I like it.
At this point, I went ahead and moved everything across the river because we were about to start building on the island.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break because this is the last piece of food I have in every single chest. Wish me luck.
Do you love chicken? Crispy, tender, a perfect blend of spices and seasoning. Maybe you only like dino nuggets because you're a 6-year-old, and that's okay too. Come on down to the chicken bar, where poultry gets its wings.
Free chicken, baby. Also phantoms, oh my gosh. Okay guys, now that we've got a constant food supply, I think it is time to get started on this island. But where do I start?
Well, with mud, of course. I used a lot of the mud that I grabbed from the mangrove swamp to turn the edge of this island into a more aesthetic, humid vibe. Combining that with podzol and the muddy roots really gave this a nice texture. For now, I just wanted to work on this part of the island to start, and once I nailed down more of the details, we could spread it to the other parts of the island. I decided to use primarily mangrove trees just because they give that really dense feel in such a small space, in addition to feeling strange and mystical, unlike how normal trees would.
Yikes.
At this point, I decided to add some color to make it pop. I've never seen anyone else do this, but I put some mushroom blocks on top of drip leaf to make a mini mushroom. I also added some spore blossoms because I like the ambient particle effect. I also added a lot of moss, which instantly helped.
It's becoming more magical by the moment. I think this place looks pretty sick, and I really like how it kind of creates this wall. So like once you're in here, it's like you're in this magical little cove area. We've got way more terraforming and more custom biome to do, and in fact, it's gonna kind of grade into the nether stuff over there. We're gonna take a break from building and go into the nether. What I think we need is a bunch of frog lights. I think that would really complete this area, and we can use them as a light source, which is great. Also, finally gonna create some armor. Feeling good.
I didn't want to gather all of these more or less by hand, so I went back to the basalt deltas next to the swamp to build a quick farm.
Alright, I've outlined where I want this farm to be. I'm just gonna fill all this in. These are half slabs, around the outside are full blocks. I'm using the crimson wood just because we have a lot of it with the farm, and because it doesn't burn.
I chose a simple design by the goat, Ray's Works. This was super easy and simple to build. The hardest part was just getting the frogs into the farm. Once I was able to find some frogs, I boated them over to my portal and made a little farm in the swamp.
I've never been in a mosh pit, but this is what I imagine one is like, minus the croaking. Alright, fellas, time to go through the portal. You first. Come back here. This way, big fella. This way. Alright, buddy, come on. Up here. Come on, buddy. I know you're a little slow, but that's okay. Go away, Gast. Go away. Nope, that is not the going away.
Let's speed this up a little bit.
I just have to do that, 15 more times. I love just watching this little guy munch on these guys. Watch this, watch this. Nom 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 nom. These frog lights are cool too, man.
I AFK'd at this farm for a while and stocked mostly up on the yellow frog lights, but also some purple ones as well. It's super satisfying to watch. Now that we've got the frog lights, time to keep working on the forest. First thing I added was this path, a conglomeration of a bunch of types of deep slate, which I think looks pretty good in comparison to the moss. I also decided on this simple approach to use the frog lights on top of bamboo. They're almost like a bioluminescent plant growing on the island. I also decided to add berry bushes and scattered even a few azalea trees in there.
In my humble opinion, this place is looking pretty awesome. I love the addition of the frog lights. It just brings so much character to this, as well as all the moss and these paths that are kind of broken up with the moss. But this is honestly only a small portion of the island. We've got a lot more to go.
I went ahead and made this map of the island right now, so remember how this looks. One of the best decisions I made when building this was to add the giant mushrooms, especially the red ones. I added more of this muddy terrain around the island, which took a long time. Then I went back and added all the mushrooms and foliage and leaves and all the stuff that the original part had.
Okay, so now you guys can see all of this. It's pretty awesome, I think. I've spent probably a couple weeks on this at least, and we are already up to 38 deaths. That is impressive, even for me. You know what? Let's get a better view. This sucks without elytra. It looks pretty magical, doesn't it? That's all fine and dandy, but here's the thing. It's not magical enough. And this is where that comes into play. This thing produces a lot of the nether wood and all that kind of stuff. This is really the stuff we need. Wow, we've got a lot of these. Crimson fungus too, can't forget that. But this is the good stuff, the nether wart blocks. Everything that's not already grass, and actually a bunch of this grass too, is going to become nether stuff, so either nether wart, netherrack, or even the crimson nylium. But first, we need some resources.
I ran the nether stem farm for a good while to gather all the wood and nether wart, and also had to go mine in the nether for some nylium. I don't think there's a way to farm this stuff, but if I'm wrong, someone correct me in the comments.
And we ready to go.
Placing all the crimson stuff took me so much time, especially because it was a palette of several different blocks. But I think the effect came out so well that it was worth it. The crimson ended up covering the whole center of the island as well as creeping out to the edges. I also went ahead and continued the paths around the island to keep it uniform, transforming to a blackstone palette in the nether zone. And then I finally went back and added the frog lights. I think I'm finally finished with the basic terraforming. We've even got the bridges that go across here and everything. Really what brought the whole build together is these lights here. Since we use the yellow frog lights over in the normal area, these purple ones really pop out the crimson stuff. I think there's only really one more thing I need to do, and that's what I've been saying I'm gonna do for about 2 weeks. Build some custom trees, baby. I started with the normal forest area, using oak wood and leaves to create a massive mushroom-capped custom tree. Alright, I believe that is our first mega tree done. I really don't know though. Go up to this viewing spot and see what we think. Keeping my head down so we can't see. I might just jump off the edge here if I don't be careful. Ah, there we go. Okay, look at that. Okay, everything about that looks good except for the top. The top looks goofy as heck. So let's fix it. Oh yeah. I reckon that looks a lot better. Now we just have to build like 5 more. I did notice just one thing. I think our tree needs some vines just to bring it all together. Building the rest of these trees went quicker now that I knew what I was doing. I even made a new spot for this enchantment table. As you can see, I also decided to add some glowberries to these, which really adds to the effect. Okay, I think there's only one more tree to do, and that's the big crimson one right here in the center of the island. I've got 6 of these massive custom trees around, including this one, which has got my enchantment setup now in it. I think this place looks pretty awesome, but where I'm standing right here is going to be the biggest one of all. Okay, you get it. Giant magic mushroom. But you know what is cool? The fact that I've been away for 6 months and you guys are still here supporting my videos. If you made it this far in the video, I really hope you are enjoying it. I am glad to be back, and I'm working on more content coming soon, though not quite as often as before. In other exciting news, I've started a second channel where I do film reviews. I only have 1 video up there so far, but more are coming soon, and it will not conflict with this channel's upload schedule. It would mean so much to me if you guys would go check it out, but anyway, let's see how this thing looks. I think it might be done after literal months of work. I mean, not constant work, obviously. You ready for this? 3, 2, 1, boom! Check that out. This place looks pretty sick. Honestly, like, it's hard to take it all in because I can't remember placing every single block here, but I literally did. Just looking at this place from below is pretty impressive. Here we go. That looks awesome. As promised at the beginning of the episode, I will tell you how many times I've died, and that number is 52 times. And that is why this world is not hardcore. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.